Welcome everyone to the GB3 Championship. We have arrived at the reverse grid race here at the Red Bull Ring. We are on to the formation lap and we are all set and ready to go. In the commentary box, my name is Omi. A pleasure to have your company. And quickly before you run you to the grid, alongside me is Wes. Should have Wes with us. I think there could be a bit of a delay. So what we're going to do is run you to the grid for the moment. Rodrigo Gonzalez is next to Patricio Gonzalez. That is your front row. Abby Pulling's in third, and Lee starts in fourth position as well. In fifth, it's Leon Wilson, and Dante Rinci is in sixth place. In seventh, we find ourselves with Deegan Fairclough next to Rowan Campbell-Pilling, who is in car 8, P8 on the grid. Lucas Flusha is 9th, and Maxim Rem finds himself in 10th. And then we find ourselves in 11th with Martin Molnar and Nikita Bedrin, who is in 12th. Of course, reversed all the way down there. Let's see what they are going to be able to do then. And then it's going to be Aurelia Nobles next to Peter. Then we find ourselves with Flynn Jacks next to Lewis Gilbert. And then it is going to be Ricardo Baptista next up, and Jacob will be the last car in position, the final car on the grid as well. So that is how they are going to find themselves lining up for what promises to be an absolute thriller. We're just getting Wes's camera back on screen, and we can now welcome up to us the commentary box, Wes Mansbridge.
Hello, Omi, and apologies for the technical issues there. But yeah, we're in for, I think, quite an interesting race. We've got two brothers on the start on the front row, I should say, as you mentioned earlier. It was due to be Leon Wilson starting in second place today, but he had a 3-place grid penalty for overhanging for one of the many penalties we saw in race 2 earlier on today. Yeah, so that's the long and the short of it. So will the brothers come together at turn 1? Let's have a look and see.
Well, Rodrigo is ahead of Patricio. It's going to be a fantastic run. One of our race winners from this season, Abby Pulling, is in third, so keep an eye out for her as well. This promises to be a great race as the drivers then line themselves up in position. You are watching the GB3 Championship, the final race of the weekend, with Omi and Wes up here in the commentary box. And we've got an aborted start out there on the circuit. So we're not going to be going racing quite yet. An aborted start is out, and an extra formation lap board has been deployed, Wes.
Yes, that's right. Not clear. Oh, and it's, I think, is that Fairclough has stalled, I believe? Yeah, I think that's what it looks like to me. So, yeah, Deegan Fairclough probably waving his arms in the cockpit, and the race director's seen that and called for an aborted start and an extra formation lap.
Can confirm it's the number 6 of Deegan Fairclough, the driver involved, and yeah, if you know that you're finding yourself in troubles, then to avoid basically trying to start, and you definitely know that you're not going to be able to start, because of course some drivers will make the start and then have an issue and stall on the grid. Some notice it beforehand. If you notice it beforehand, you'd put your hand up, and what then race control would do is they would deploy an extra formation lap. So we'd go round once again, and then we'd find ourselves continue on. The new race duration has been reduced down to 22 minutes, as of course one extra lap of fuel. They'd usually do 23, so that's a bit interesting. They've decided to take 1 extra minute away from us. How dare they?
Well, I mean, it could have been worse, I suppose.
Yes.
But yeah, Fairclough at best now will start from the pit lane, providing, of course, they can get that car fired up. He really doesn't want another DNF on his resume. He's already had 5 this season already, and yeah, he's just had the worst luck this year, hasn't he, Deegan Fairclough? For whatever reason, that car just isn't reliable.
Race, everything, by the way, will fix themselves into position soon as the lights go out, is what we've noticed so far. So everything that you can see with the live timings, they're messy right now, but we're not going to bother changing them, because in about, hopefully, 30 seconds time, once the race begins, the lights go out, everything will be back to normal, all good, and ready for what should be an absolute thriller of a race here at the Red Bull Ring. Race 1 was quite chaotic yesterday, quite a few safety cars. Race 2, you quickly catched up with it, Wes. It was, let's just say, a race of trying to keep within the white lines.
It was the meme, wasn't it? You get a penalty, and you get a
Exactly.
penalty. Everyone gets a penalty. Yeah. Oh, it was. It wasn't clear whether they were all falling foul of it at one particular spot or whether there was many different places. But yeah, so many penalties dished out in that race. It really affected the end result quite a bit. And one of them, of course, was Deegan Fairclough, and he was on for quite a good points finish up until that point. But he ended up finishing down in 17th. So yeah, more bad luck for him.
Okay, should we try this once again then? Deegan Fairclough is in the pit lane. We're going to put 22 minutes on the clock. There will be an empty spot on the grid where Deegan was meant to start. For the rest of the drivers, we are all set and ready to go racing then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Austria. And GB3 is underway. And we're racing down to turn number 1. What a great launch off the line for Abby Pulling. But she can't do anything with it. It is going to be Patricio Gonzalez who leads us down towards the first corner. Gonzalez of Rodrigo this time goes around the outside and hangs on to second place. Are they going to get through? Abby Pulling had a great start, but now is coming under pressure. And it's Leon Wilson who's going through. Also going through as well was Lee just a few moments before that, and they're now spanning out 3 wide, 4 wide, down towards the braking zone. The Gonzalez brothers still P1 and P2 as they fight their way through the opening turns, and that is going to be a spin for Abby Pulling along with Rowan Campbell Pilling, and one of the other contenders is off as well.
Oh, and that's such bad luck there for Pulling. She got really bogged down out on the outside of turn 1 and just got enveloped by and as off goes one of the and that's number 27, that's Liam Wilson going off there. And yeah, safety car is now out, Omi, but such bad luck for Pulling. She just got enveloped by the entire pack. And one of the what was it? The XL Motorsport cars there. That's Campbell Pilling, as you said, just spinning and going straight into her. She's just an innocent victim in the whole thing. And I can't quite tell who the other driver is, actually, but and it's Flusha, I believe. Lucas Flusha, current second place in the championship, and he was caught up in that as well. So yeah, terrible start for Rodin in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also maybe Max and Rem could have also found himself with a bit of trouble on the opening lap of the race. Gonna have to wait and see as we come over the line then. Okay, so it's been a very, very dramatic start towards this contest. We're behind the safety car. We're going to lose even a little bit more time as they make their way through the opening turns. Okay, just to confirm, Maxim Rem, Rowan Campbell Pilling, and Abby Pulling seem to be involved. Flusha found themselves in trouble but continued on, and that is the moment where 2 Rodin cars, along with Rowan Campbell Pilling, all saw their race end.
Yeah, you're right. It was Maxim Rem. Apologies for the misidentification there, but yeah, it's all started by Campbell Pilling just spinning on the exit and taking out both Pulling and Rem, who were innocent victims in the whole thing. But it's still the Gonzalez brothers who lead first and second up front. Patricio ahead of Rodrigo, which was the opposite of how they started. It was Patricio in second and Rodrigo third. And Kahuro Lee has found himself with a potential podium spot up in third position. Wilson, who's had quite a bit of bad luck this weekend, he's up in fourth. Bedrin, who I remind you started in 12th position, has made his way up into fifth. That's great progress from him.
He's going to try and go for 3 out of 3 in terms of podiums. Could it be 3 out of 3 in terms of wins? Right, let's take a look at the launch. Abby Pulling's going to get away really, really well as the lights go out.
Yeah, so she had a great start, just couldn't do anything with the momentum she got. Was alongside Rodrigo in the red outlined car there. Tried to go up the inside, but Rodrigo just having none of it, and she had to brake so hard, and it just killed the momentum coming out of turn one, and that's why she got enveloped by the rest of the cars behind her.
Yep, so just to confirm, Patricio Gonzalez started in second, Rodrigo started in first. They switched around just due to, well, the extraordinary launch from Patricio Gonzalez off the inside row of the grid, started second, was immediately through into the lead. So it was a great start for pulling, as we mentioned. That's what we addressed at the timing commentary because of our camera angle at the time. That's what very much it looked like. It was a great start from her, but it was Patricio who got, I wouldn't say the best start out of the top three, but did get a better start than his brother at least, which is why he was through into the lead at turn one. Just no drive, not the drive off the line that Rodrigo Gonzalez would have wanted. I think that's the big takeaway from our top three, and it meant that they were under pressure, and luckily for Rodrigo Gonzalez, he didn't lose out more because it could have been so much worse.
Oh, absolutely, it could have been, yeah. And there's quite a few other starters who've made quite a lot of progress with all the chaos that happened on turn four. Turn three, I beg your pardon. Aurelia Nobel started 13th. She's up into 8th position now, as well as where are we looking now? No, Dante Vinci's lost a place. He's in 7th. Martin Molnar is up into 9th. He started in 11th, so yeah, great progress from him. So yeah, there were places to be made as we look now. If you're watching the stream with us, the unfortunate Abby Pulling just walking back, and she was so excited with getting 3rd position for this race, and it's just come to nothing for her.
Would have been a great chance to go for victory. As we mentioned, she is a driver who is a race winner this season. That was at Spa. Not a reverse grid. Not a reverse grid at all. We didn't even hold a reverse grid that weekend, but she won an actual race in terms of qualifying grid. Now, the issue for her this weekend was, she said this while speaking with John Jackson earlier, about how actually she found herself with some decent laps. Then they got deleted. Oh my goodness, as they try and deal with Maxim Rem's car at the moment. Incredible scenes.
Yeah, that was the front wing fell off, I think. I mean, it was hanging on by a thread pretty much anyway, but then it wasn't being lifted up high enough above the ground, and it just tapped it and fell off. So save it being run over by the tractor. The marshals have now picked it up.
Yeah, we do thank all the marshals for all of their efforts. Well, getting rid of 3 GB3 cars can definitely be quite the challenge as quick as possible. Right, continuing on with what I was mentioning just a few moments ago. She set some good laps in qualifying, I'd say, but while speaking with John Jackson, she did mention that a lot of them got deleted. Now, for anyone who wasn't actually literally staring at the live timings during the qualifying session, there's of course no actual feed of it, but for anyone who wasn't staring at the qualifying, you just see the results most likely. But there was, track limits have been an issue in the races so far. Of course they were an issue in qualifying, and that meant that lots of drivers couldn't quite get the laps in that they needed. Right, Maxim Rem's car is now behind the barrier. We are going to get the safety car in at the end of this lap, and we can get green flag racing once again, Wes. But yeah, qualifying has been such a big part in terms of track limits, and so far we haven't been able to see any track limits because we've been under safety car in this race. But that'll be something to follow across the remaining distance.
Yeah, that's not to say that it won't happen over the next 14 or so minutes of this race, and I would imagine, or I would hope that after that charade of penalties, that the race director would have had a word with all of the drivers and tell them to keep away from one particular spot on the track. But you never know. These are racing drivers, and they'll take every advantage they see in front of them. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep, we will need to wait and see indeed. Now, I'm just gonna take a look at our track. We have got a track limits list. No one's got track limits at the moment. which is a good thing as well. So no one picked it. No one managed to pick one sneaky limit in the only first sector that we actually had of green flag racing. But no, we do have a track limits specific information sheet, basically, where everything comes to it on our live timings. So yeah, if track limits continue to be a factor, we can always address it and keep an eye on what's happening with that. Right. Okay. Patricio Gonzalez ahead of Rodrigo Gonzalez. The two Mexican drivers about to do battle, Wes. What do you think the plan is? Do you think it's just attack each other but don't make contact? Or what do you think they're thinking right now?
They're going to attack each other as much as their poor mother will deem allowable. So that they're not going to work together, are they? I mean, this is racing. It's every person for themselves. Obviously, Patricio is much further ahead in the championship. He's currently 5th. Rodrigo down in 12th, so I would imagine Patricio will be slightly the faster of the two and may try to get away. So I think Rodrigo will want to look behind him as much as in front.
Yeah, because you've got Lee, you've got Wilson, and then you've got the big, driver trying to become the comeback king out of today, Nikita Bedrin. He's slightly wide out of the final corner. The green flags are flying once again, and we are racing in the GB3 Championship, partnered by the BRDC. 12 minutes to go, and Rodrigo Gonzalez going with his rival. Guess who's already on the attack? One move by turn 1. Nikita Bedrin gets past Leon Wilson. 3 to go. That are denying him victory.
Oh my goodness, already, and Wilson is in his slipstream as well and is going to try and get back past it through turn 3 now as we look down at the Arden team. But nothing doing for Leon Wilson. He remains down in 5th place now. And
Flynn Jacks is trying to have an attack. He's trying to pull alongside him down towards turn number 4. Patricio Gonzalez ahead of Rodrigo Gonzalez as Wilson defending the inside, defending the outside line. Does Flynn Jacks roar around the outside? This is a driver who comes alive in reverse grid races. He's going to get the inside line for the next corner. Will it be? Maneuver complete. They arrive towards our camera if you are synced up with us. Wilson won't want to give it up. They'll still remain side by side, and it is going to be Wilson ahead as backing out of it is Flynn Jacks.
Yep, that's right. And and the safety car restart's been noted. Not quite sure at the moment as to why, but that could be looked into for the stewards there. Still the Gonzalez brothers ahead. Patricio from Rodrigo, then it's Lee. Nikita Bedrin now up into 4th position. Again, I remind you, from 12th in this race. He's made storming progress, and there's still 10 minutes of this race to go, and he will be cruising up now to Lee, although Lee is very close to the back of Rodrigo, so let's have a look what happens coming down into turn 3 now. Not quite close enough this time round.
Absolutely. As we arrive down towards the braking zone, no one going for any manoeuvres nearer to the front of the field. If we go further back, that can absolutely change. By the way, quick point on the safety car restart. Yesterday, we saw 3 drivers pick up a penalty, and it ended up giving Martin Molnar a podium for weaving under the safety car. So a few drivers got given that yesterday. So that's basically something, safety car restart, no further investigation. So we're not going to get that on this specific scenario, but just something to keep an eye on in terms of what that race control message can mean as we see the teammates going wheel to wheel further back.
Yeah, I believe that's Baptista and Flusha. So Flusha, who had a terrible first lap, fell right to the back, is now doing what Bedrin's been doing and firing his way up the order. He's got past Baptista. His next target is Peter Bazinalos in the hill speed.
So, through turn number 9 and turn number 10 we go, the final corner. DRS, you get 2 zones, so a bit different to what Formula 2 and Formula 3 have and what Formula 1 used to have. We don't have it on the run towards turn 1. We have it only on the run towards 3 and turn number 4. The turn 1 zone isn't really used for overtaking in those other series anyway, but it's just used as an extra zone to close in. We don't have that specifically, so you're having to basically try and get close towards turn 3, see if you can make a move. If not, go for it down towards turn 4. The battle for the win is absolutely on between the two brothers. It is still Patricio leading Rodrigo, and while that battle continues to develop, we'll look in the mid-pack and see who's making moves, and we'll go all the way to the back to see that.
Yeah, the XL cars are now both making their way past Bazin.
Oh, I think we've lost Wes there for a second as they make their way through. So we'll have to wait and see. I think we've got Wes back with us now. Sorry, Wes, you cut out.
Yep. Oh, I was mid-flow. I was calling that battle, but yeah, I guess none of you heard that. Never mind.
Well, if you can sum up now what was going on, well, you may not get to. You may get to call a battle again. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, and yeah, going to the inside now. That's the XL cars once again. Baptista and Flusha. Couldn't quite see which one was which. It was Baptista was behind, so I imagine he's... Yes, he has got back past Flusha now. Bazinalos down to 13th position, so he's been taken... he's lost 2 places that lap.
Revelia Nobles with a very, very bad exit. That's going to be punished surely by Dante Vinci. The teammates are about to go wheel to wheel. We've already had some teammates fight so far. Here comes Martin Molnar as well. So if these two drivers don't get on with it, Molnar's going to fancy the chance. He pulls towards the outside line. Vinci's going to try go the long way round. Vinci's going to be forced out wide. Nobles is over the curb. And Martin Molnar stands on the power and gets past the pair.
Yeah, great work from Martin Molnar there, grabbing 2 places from both the hill speed cars there. It was good defending from Nobels on Dante Vinci, but she just couldn't make the car wide enough for both of them.
Yep, absolutely. As we still go wheel to wheel. So that's going to be Jacob trying to keep their foot in through turn number 6 as they fight their way by at the moment in time. So getting very, very aggressive in this mid-pack. Oh, as Gilbert is off.
And that's Gilbert, and he's beached it in, I believe that's down at turn 5, I think that is. So, yeah, Lewis Gilbert stuck in the gravel, and that'll be another safety car.
That'll be another safety car. 6 minutes to go. Luckily, we've already basically got a tractor already ready to recover it, which is absolutely brilliant. So, remember, we don't have +1 lap in this championship. So when you see a safety car with 6 minutes to go, if it's a long safety car, it could well be the end of the race, depending on how Patricio Gonzalez plays it. I think we'll still have some good time to go racing with, luckily, because the tractor was directly there. But yeah, okay, safety car back out on the circuit. We've still got a win to decide. We've still got all of the other positions to decide. This has been an absolutely brilliant reverse grid race, but a shame that Gilbert, unfortunately, will not be able to contest the final minutes of the race that we're going to have. Oh, here we go. Track limits. Penalty time.
Yep, and that's Yu Hao Fu, who's running at the back of this field at the moment, and his car was sliding about all over the place. He was losing so much time to the rest of the pack. So, yeah, not really surprising that he found himself going over track limits.
Absolutely. As they make their way through. Okay, I don't think our track limits tracker is working, unfortunately, which is quite a shame. I would have loved to have seen every single driver who got a track limit, but it's currently showing nothing, which I think is a lie, considering we've had a penalty that has just come through as well at the moment in time. So, Wes, what are you thinking? 1 lap, 2 laps? How many do you think we're going to be able to get? They're just recovering it off now.
Yeah, well, that's great work from the marshals there. I think we might even get 3. You never know. But yeah, so Gilbert's car being towed off, and safety car is in this lap, Omi. So yeah, the race director wanting to get this back under green flag as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no time for Patricio Gonzalez to, well, back them up too much and let the clock... Well, I mean, you still can do that to minimise further laps, but we're not going to be heading to that territory like we've seen a few times in this championship, where you tick down the lap, so you don't have to do a racing lap. But no, we've got about 4 minutes, so he's going to have to boot the throttle. He's going to have to do some form of a defensive drive as the tension begins to rise. Lee up there for Elite Motorsport, currently in 3rd. Bedouin looking to try and break their hearts, but he's running out of time. We're not going to get much time under DRS as well, we've got to remember. Can Rodrigo Gonzalez go with Patricio Gonzalez? It's going to be so important as we make our way out of the 9th turn on the circuit, and then we'll go through turn number 10 with the green flag flying once again. And GB3 is underway for 3 minutes of racing as we make our way down towards turn number 1. They fly past the pit lane and it's into the braking zone of the Niki Lauda curve. Your exit out of turn 1 is very critical, and there was a car very wide, and that was Aurelia Nobles.
Oh well. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw Dante Vinci going for a move there up the inside, and he must have barged Nobles out of the way because she went way off. And both of the XL Motorsport cars now of Battista and Flusha are passed as well. Battista going for the move on Dante Vinci as well, just on the outside as they come down to turn 4.
Great bit of racing so far. Molnar looking to try and have another overtake. This time it's on Flynn Jacks. Can he go the long way round? Flynn Jacks later on the brakes. He locks up. Is there a cutback chance for Molnar? Well, you'll get it in a few meters time through turn number 5. We've got a car that's run wide through the gravel trap. We'll still follow Molnar to see whether he can make the maneuver on Jacks. He's going to be forced all the way round the outside. Jacks is going to hang on to the place.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell who it was in the gravel trap there, but we'll let you know as soon as we do. And coming through the final few turns at the moment, we were just looking at Peter Bezinolos, who's trying to make up for lost time behind Jacob Mikulev. And at the moment, up at the front, it all seems to be quite calm. Kahuro Lee getting a little bit close to the back of Rodrigo Gonzalez, but not quite close enough to make a move now. Through turn 1 they come. It's still Patricio, Rodrigo, Lee, Bedrin, Wilson, Jax, Molnar, Vinci, Flusha, and well, it's Mikulev now because Nobels has lost places.
Can Lee go for a move? This is going to be vital for second place in the race. It's a look for Lee at the moment. Not able to make the maneuver. We've only got 1 minute 20 seconds on the clock to go, so this is important. This is vital. This is the penultimate lap, and we're going to be making our way onto the final lap of the race. So can Lee get by to the outside line? They've both got DRS. Lee's going to have to be much more later on the brakes. Rodrigo Gonzalez won't want to give it up. Oh, contact! Oh. And there comes the tyre off for Lee, and that is going to be the end of Rodrigo Gonzalez's race as well. Bedrin will go through to second place. Wilson will go to third, and they make contact, battling for second place in the race.
Oh my goodness! And that that was like it was made of putty. That the suspension just failed so easily on Kahuro Lee's car there. Just what seemed like a small tap from the back of Rodrigo Gonzalez has ended Lee's race as he pulls off now through turn 5, and we unfortunately will not be getting a double Gonzalez podium.
It won't be happening. And that is going to be a shame. Over the line we will very much go now. And we'll begin another tour of racing. A tour that's going to have yellow flags, definitely. But that is a shame. Now, can Bedrin go all in for the win? He's 8 tenths behind. I don't know how he's been able to bring the gap down so much, considering there was 2 cars in the middle. He's got DRS. He's not going to be able to go for it in towards turn 3. But if he can get a good exit out of the corner, could turn 4 be an option for Nikita Bedrin? There goes Martin Molnar down the inside of Flynn Jacks as they do battle, and now Vinci's going to get a chance to go on the charge as well. This is some great battling. Bedrin's going to miss out, but considering he started 12th on the grid and he's in second, a few meters away from the lead, is just remarkable.
Oh, it really is, yeah, and that is the hallmark of a champion, isn't it? To mitigate any difficulties you get, and second place will do nicely, up 10 places from where he started. And great for Leon Wilson as well, as there's still more battling going on behind with Flynn Jacks now getting so much bother from Dante Vinci and Lucas Flusha as well. Remember, Flusha is also going through a bit of damage limitation because he is second place in the championship, fell down to the back at turn 1. And it looked like there was a bit of debris going across the circuit there. Not quite sure what that was.
Patricio Gonzalez over the line to take victory by 8 tenths of a second. Nikita Bedrin, 3 out of 3 in terms of podiums. Absolutely incredible stuff from our championship leader. And Leon Wilson, after a hard time earlier on this morning in race 2 is going to be getting the podium spot in 3rd in race 3. That was a very good race. An Albon-Hamilton type incident, I think it's fair to say, for 2nd place, basically, on the penultimate lap of the race, Wes. But other than that, you had Patricio Gonzalez, who always looked likely to get that position, and Bedrin and Wilson say thank you very much, and they capitalise and gain a podium spot as well.
Yeah, they really did, and that'll be good for Leon Wilson because he's not had the easiest time of it this year. He's admired down in 17th position in the championship at the moment with a score of mediocre results. So this podium will do very nicely for him.
It very much will as well. Martin Molnar 4th, I think, considering where he was when the first safety car came out, he'll be quite happy with that. A day full of disappointment, a race full of disappointments as well. And Wes, if I'm not wrong, that would be, I think, one of the only wins, maybe even the first win that Patricio Gonzalez has got in single-seaters as a whole, because he's not really had many, has he? I think I might need you to look that up for us.
Yeah, there's not too much going on with that career, but yes, I will look that up and get back to you.
Yeah, I don't think he's won previously in single-seaters, but yeah, that is a special moment. We've had those type of winners in the past. I remember Enzo Tarnvanichkul last year at Brands, won the reverse grid race that day. So it's something that you see quite a bit. We're just having a few more yellow flags coming through at the moment in time at turn number 9, which isn't a surprise with some of the chaos that we just had at the end of that race.
Yes, indeed. So, and we were going to go to highlights, but yeah, now we're going to be looking at the cars coming into Parc Ferme now, and it's a brilliant, as we said, brilliant first win for Patricio Gonzalez, followed by Nikita Bedrin and Leon Wilson.
Great top 3, and a deserving top 3 as well, but Bedrin gets there once again, which I just find absolutely remarkable, considering he's fought his way up through once more, but sometimes you can avoid chaos and be just a bit rapid. I think there's a huge chances that you can also just, do so well in the reverse grid race. We've only had 3 of them. We've had 4 rounds, but we had a cancellation at Spa. Hopefully we can have a race reinstated at some point later on in the season when we go back to the UK rounds and there's a bit more MSV control there. Hopefully they can give us one of the rounds, one of the races back as well to a round. I know GB4 last year, Wes, they added a race, didn't they, to their finale. So they had 4 races. So hopefully maybe we can get one extra race at some point during one of the UK rounds for GB3.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. Of course, it's up to the schedulers to try and work it in to the timetable. Not an easy thing to do, but yeah, we have faith here in them. I believe, and I'm just looking at Gonzalez's career, I believe his best finish up to this point has been was in the USF Juniors in the United States, where he got a 3rd place. So 2 3rd places, in fact. So yeah, that was his best result up until now. So yeah, this win he'll be over the moon about.
Absolutely. Now you can catch the reactions all on the GB3 actual live stream, of course, on the MSV YouTube channel if you want to hear some of the reaction for everything that happened. Well, the next race is about to begin. Our live timings have reset, so that'll be taking place next here at Austria. And Wes, double header complete then for GB3. I think it's fair to say it's been quite interesting. Next, it's going to be E4 and Freck in a week's time, alongside the Spa feeder series action, of course supporting Formula 1 as per normal. So another busy week coming next weekend. GB3 will sit out this time after their hard work across this double header of 2 actual European circuits of Hungary and Austria. So what's been your, thoughts leaving Austria and thoughts of this double header as a whole?
Yeah, so double header as a whole, it's been pretty much dominated by Bedrin, hasn't it? And even in the days where he couldn't win, such as today, he's still able to pull off a really remarkable result. And he leaves Austria here with more than a race weekend's worth of wins. To put that into perspective, before this event, he was 90 points ahead of Lucas Fluscher, and he will be extending that now. And that is the maximum amount you can score in a race weekend. So, yeah, he could afford to miss the next round at Silverstone and still be leading the championship, such is his lead. So, yeah, really remarkable stuff from Bedrin.
This championship goes all the way to November. Well, that's as a series. I don't think the World Championship will be going down there all the way till the end, or the evidence of so far. We're very much dangerously looking like that this championship could be wrapped up a round early, maybe even 2 rounds, with the way that Bedrin is going at it. But one thing we can tell you is, whatever way we crown a champion this season, all of the races are going to be exciting, they're going to be thrilling, and it's going to be absolutely enjoyable to watch. I look forward to having your company in a few weeks' time when the next round of GB3 takes place, and we look forward to having your company then. But from the Red Bull Ring at Austria, it is goodbye.